Hi there, my name is Steve Gerhardt and this is the Unagi Observer. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching the video this week. This week's video is part 3 of where to eat for Otakon 2021. Yes, the things are starting to open up and Otakon is on its way, and pretty soon a lot of people are going to be able to enjoy fandom in a convention setting. Isn't that wonderful? I have a less than 5% chance of actually getting there this year because yet life again. So anyway, but if you do happen to see me, it'll probably be on a Saturday. I'll probably only be able to show up for one day. But if I do, on the off chance, get there and you do see me, please come up to me and say hello. I would love to meet you in person. I really, really would. So just keep that in mind. See the face. If you recognize it, you see me there, say hi. Anyway, so what that means is that usually when I was going to Otakon, I would, of course, do the lead up, where to eat, go to Otakon, then do a bunch of Otakon videos, like for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then do kind of a review. Since I'm not going to be doing that, basically what I'm going to be doing is letting this video go through Otakon, and I'm going to just kind of give myself a week off, so to speak, from the channel. But then we'll be right back at it and going forward. And by the way, if you all have any comments about Otakon, if you want to chat about it or talk about it, whatever, please, by all means, down below, and go from there. So so Otakon 2021 is happening, and you need to know where to eat. Now, I've done 2 previous videos, one on safety and one on how to move around, how to get there and move around. Those links to those videos, if you haven't seen them, will be down below if you want to. Now, this video is going to have primarily stuff about where to find the food outside of the convention center, and I'll explain my methodology about that later on. But first, I wanted to kind of talk about a very serious issue, a very, very serious issue that comes up, not just Otakon, but most conventions, that we really need to talk about. And so let's go ahead and start with this very, very serious issue. Fanboy funk. It is a serious issue. So what is fanboy funk, in case you're not aware somehow? Anyway, at conventions, there are some times when guys don't bathe, don't brush their teeth, don't put on deodorant, because they want to maximize the amount of time that they have at the convention to enjoy everything. So what's one thing that 30 minutes that they can save on? Well, being hygienic. The problem with that is that you look god-awful and you smell god-awful, and it's very offensive to those around you. And unfortunately, it's not just like 1 or 2 people at a convention. It's actually like a percentage of the convention of guys who are not going to bathe and be hygienic, and they're going to stink. And no one likes being stuck in a tight space like an AMV viewing room where there's hundreds of people, and like a good maybe 20% of them haven't bathed in 36 hours and are marinating in their own stew, so to speak. And it's not, if you're that guy, you might be nose blind to that, meaning you can't smell yourself. The rest of us can. Trust me. Trust me. We smell you. We can see you. And you have this like magical, almost magical barrier 10 feet around you, of people just coming up to you like, oh God, you stink. No, please, stay over there. Stay away from me. So, for the benefit of your fellow congoers, and as a way to make friends, be hygienic. Wash your hair. Wash your body. Brush your teeth. Put on deodorant. All of these things will make you inoffensive. People will want to talk to you. People will want to hang out with you. You will have a better time at the convention. Trust me, you will. And there's another added benefit to being a fanboy and being hygienic and not being a fanboy and permeating fanboy funk into the space. If you are hygienic, if you are clean, if you smell good, if you look good, there are people of the opposite sex who are going to be at the convention who have the similar interests as you. You have, by merely being clean and hygienic, increase your odds of maybe maybe hooking up with a member of the opposite sex or a member of the same sex. You know, if that's how you go. But no one's going to do that with you if you smell ungodly. If you smell like the inside of the mouth of a titan. You're not going to achieve that goal, if that is indeed one of your goals. But I mean, think about it. These are people who share interests with you. Wouldn't you like to have like some type of relationships with these people, whether they be friendly or romantic? But the only way you're going to get that is if you're going to be clean, if you smell good, if you are hygienic. So please, please, for the love of all that's holy, be clean. Brush your teeth, wash your hair, put on deodorant, use soap. Don't just step in the shower and then step out. Okay? Please, let us this year be fanboy funk free. Please. Thank you. Okay, so now we're getting into the meat of the video, and just like I promised in previous videos, I'm going to show you how to navigate Metro from Union Station to the convention center. There's a couple changes you need to make, but it's pretty simple. The video is going to show you how to do it, and it's from the point of view of me coming off of the MARC train to go to the convention center. And then after that, I'm going to talk about a couple things that I noticed while I was down there, and then we're going to actually get into the food stuff. All right, so let's start with Metro. So a little explanation of where to eat for Otakon videos. I started doing this at the BCC in Baltimore simply because I was trying to help fellow congoers save money. Because the convention centers, as we all know, charge outrageous prices for food and snacks and things like that. A box of pocket can go for $5 to $8, or you spend $14 on mystery meat that they call barbecue brisket, and they kind of scoop it out and it makes that weird slopping sound as it hits the tray. So what I was trying to do was trying to get people out of the convention center to a cheaper place to eat so they can maximize their budget. It also turned into a time issue because sometimes the lines are really pretty bad. And so, sometimes it's just easier to run out of the convention center, hit a Subway, house the food, and then run back into the convention center to enjoy the rest of the con. So that's really why I do these, to help people maximize their time and money at a convention. So now that it's moved down to Washington, D.C., unfortunately, the money part of it is kind of a moot point because Washington, D.C., no matter what you do, everything is 10 times more expensive than anywhere else, it feels like. So it's a very expensive city. So it becomes more about time. And so my methodology on trying to show you where to eat, I limit it to a space that you can theoretically quickly walk to and from and go back into the convention center with spending as little bit of time missing something. So what I do is I walk around the convention center, take note of what's going on, and then I go down 7th Avenue Northwest. So if you're inside the convention center, you walk out, you turn left, there's 7th Avenue, just turn right on 7th Avenue and walk down, and that's where most of the food places are, including Chinatown. And I might take note of some other things that might be a half block away, like a CVS or a Starbucks or maybe an ATM or something that I happen to notice. So that way that, you don't waste time. Because in this instance, even though you can't save money, you can save yourself a little bit of time. So that means that there are other places to eat. There are other places to get things, yada, yada, yada. They are just farther away. Now, if you are willing to miss convention time by walking further away, you can go ahead and do that. This video is just designed for those of you who don't want to do that, who just want to run out, get some nosh, and run back in. Okay. So, having said all that, there's 3 things I need to talk about. First thing is going to be about COVID. So, as of the making of this video, right this moment, Washington, D.C. has not changed its policies. So go to the D.C. website, kind of check out, the COVID-19 section, and see, what the rules and regs are. And generally speaking, what I'm going to say to you is that they are allowing businesses to make up their own minds as to how they want to proceed. Now, it would not surprise me if you were to go to the convention center and they insist on 6-foot distancing and they do a temperature check on you before you can come in. That's just common sense. As far as the businesses and restaurants out there, they are allowed pretty much to do whatever they feel is good for them. So you might walk into a place that has no mask restrictions. You might walk into a place that says, oh, well, if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. But if you're not fully vaccinated or not vaccinated, wear a mask. And then there's places that might just be, wear the damn mask, okay? So my advice to you is to bring a mask with you and have it in your pocket at all times. And that's just going to make your life easier and just makes it more flexible for you to be able to put it on, take it off. I don't know what the convention centers has for the COVID policy. You'll have to look at the Otakon and convention center policies, because I'm sure that's probably changing on a daily basis. So make sure that you're looking at those websites and getting the know on that. So again, everyone's going to ask you to distance, 6-foot distance, social distance, and just carry a mask with you just in case. The second thing that I want to talk about is that in the first video, I had talked about the homeless and not giving them money and things like that. I'm still telling you not to give money to the homeless or anything like that, but I had said that homelessness is not as much of a problem as it is in Baltimore. I'm going to amend that based on what I saw a few days ago, which was that there are 2 tent colonies of homeless right outside the convention center. So when you walk out of the convention center, you turn right like you're going towards 9th Street. You're going to see one large tent colony of about 10 or 12 tents, and you're going to see a smaller one of about 5 or 6. And those are homeless people. That's where they're living. That's where they're staying. And they're pretty close to the convention center, so it would not surprise me as they see the huge line for Otakon that they're going to come up and walk over to you guys and go, hey, can you give me some money? So, again, don't give them money. I know you're good people and you want to, but it's really not a good idea to do it. But I'm warning you right now that there is a larger presence than there has been in previous years. So just be aware of that. The last thing, before I get on into the food and stuff like that, is I'm going to have to give you a tip that I did not think, that I never would have thought that I would ever give in a Where to Eat for Otakon video, given the point of the video and what my methodology is. And that is, unfortunately, this. Stay inside the convention center. It's going to be better for you in terms of time to stay in the convention center and to deal with the food court, which, to be honest, is superior to most other food courts and convention centers that I've been to. Yeah, you're going to have to spend some money, but in terms of time issue and not having to deal with certain things, it's just going to be better for you to do that. I'm sorry to say. The reason for that is that, much to my shock and dismay, most of the food places which were along 7th Avenue Northwest are gone. COVID wiped them out. And I don't mean that they're like closed down for the duration. I mean they're gone. Like, some of the places are boarded up. Some of them are just empty shells of buildings. I would say somewhere between 70 and 80% of all the stuff that was there on that kind of 2-block walk is simply gone. There are a handful of restaurants there. There's still ATMs. There's still, drugstores there, and you'll see that in the rest of the video. But what used to be there, all that thriving business along that street, it's gone. There's some places around the convention center that I'll show you, but not as much as there used to be. Union Kitchen is one of the places, which I would recommend, actually. It's on the northern part of the convention center, along 9th Street. So you'll see that, but it's not nearly as many of opportunities to go. So you're saying to me right now, well, there's Chinatown, right? So most of the restaurants survived COVID in Chinatown, but you don't want to go to Chinatown. Chinatown has been in a slow decline for many, 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 many years, and I think it's finally hit rock bottom. And I think that's because of COVID. My original plan was to, do all the information gathering and then having a meal at Chinatown. I did not want to step into any of those restaurants. They looked run down, they looked dirty, they looked icky. Nobody was smiling. It was just very depressing, and I just didn't want to eat there at all, period. As a matter of fact, walking down the street, that small street of Chinatown, there were an abnormally large number of police patrolling just that little area, and then you kind of look around and you realize, oh, it's because of all the prostitutes. Okay, great. So it's dirty, it's run down, it's just like on its last legs, it feels like, and there's this aura of despair and depression. And I'm sure at night, when the neon lights are on, it will look pretty, but it's still, again, I don't recommend it. I'd stay in the convention center. So I hate to tell you that, but I'm kind of hoping that as the year goes on to the next Otakon, things will come back. Maybe things will revamp. Maybe Chinatown will get a certain, an injection of new energy or something, and things will be better. But for this year, for 2021, you know what? Just stay at the convention center, budget the money for it. But if you really feel like you need to get out, or if you just need to know where an ATM or a pharmacy is, or a Starbucks is on your way in, then continue to watch the video. I'm sorry to give you that news, but COVID. What are you gonna do? All right, here's the rest of the video. right, so yeah, that's the video. Sorry I have to give you the advice of staying in the convention center as opposed to finding some food options out there. Hopefully, and over the next year, the neighborhood will become a little bit more vibrant, and Chinatown will make a turnaround. So we can always hope for that. And yeah, so I'm going to be taking the week off after this. So I'm going to let this video run through Otakon, and and then after that I'll be back with the regularly scheduled program. We'll be doing the weekly dig still this upcoming weekend. I think we're going to do Serial Experiments Lane episodes 5 and 6. The link will be down below. So please stop on by for that. Again, a small, teeny tiny chance that I might be there on the Saturday of Otakon. If I am and you see this face, please come up to me and talk to me and say hello. I would definitely love to meet you and talk with you, and because that would be awesome. And as always, please hit the like button, subscribe if you like what I do here. And yeah, for Otakon, sorry for the, again, for the lack of choices, but you know what? It's Otakon. You're there for the convention. You're there to see the anime. You're there to see the panels. I got to look at the schedule last night, and there's some really, I'm upset that I can't go. There's some stuff that I would really like to go. A buddy of mine, Brent P. Newhall, who runs Anime Archaeology YouTube channel and the Anime Archaeology Discord site, he's got 3 panels. So if you can fit it into your schedule, please give him some love and show up at his panels and be active in his discussions. They're really good stuff. Anyway, so I'll see you after Otakon. Have a great, fantastic time. Really, I mean it. Please, and tell me your stories down below. Just shoot out, just whatever, just tell me how much of a good time that you're having. I would love to see that. So please have a great, wonderful time at Otakon 2021. You guys are awesome. Love you. Again, have a great time.